Leandria Johnson has never been the type to bite her tongue, but this time she's done being quiet for good. The gospel powerhouse is going head-to-head with none other than Tyler Perry. And the story she's now telling is shaking both the church and entertainment worlds to their core. She's not just speaking up, she's preparing for legal war. And the accusations are anything but light. For years, the two seemed like they were walking the same path. Both leaned on faith. Both built their names from pain, and both were beloved by Black audiences who saw themselves reflected in their work. But now, that shared ground has cracked wide open, and Leandria is ready to talk about what really happened between her and one of the most powerful names in media. It all goes back to when their paths first crossed sometime around 2016. Behind the scenes, there were quiet conversations about a project, a possible film, maybe a stage play. Whatever it was supposed to showcase Leandria's raw talent and tell a powerful story of redemption. Those in her circles say she poured her heart out during that time, auditioning, sharing deeply personal stories and investing emotionally in what was pitched as a life-changing opportunity. But nothing came of it. No project, no contract, just silence. And that silence sat heavy for years, until now. Recently, Leandria began dropping breadcrumbs on social media. During live streams and podcast interviews, her words got bolder. She talked about betrayal, manipulation, and being used by powerful people who know how to hide behind God and big money. At first, people didn't know who she meant, but then she dropped the name Tyler Perry. That revelation alone would have been enough to stir a storm. But what came next truly set the gospel world ablaze. Leandria explained that she had been approached by Perry's team for a role in a project that mirrored her life. She says she gave them everything: her story, her struggles with addiction and faith, her journey through pain and healing. She believed it was going to be a partnership, a breakthrough. But then, nothing. Communication stopped. Doors that once seemed open slammed shut. And months later, she says, she watched a promotional video for a new Tyler Perry production and felt like she was staring into a mirror. According to her, the themes in the play were far too close to the details she shared privately. Storylines about substance abuse, estrangement, and a woman's journey back to faith. She says those scenes were hers, her life, her trauma. And yet, she wasn't in the production, didn't get credit, and never received a dime. Leandria was devastated. More than that, she was angry. She says the very things she cried about, behind closed doors, were turned into scripts without her consent. You can't do that to people, Jay said during a podcast. She can't take my pain and turn it into profit while I'm left to pick up the pieces. She's now reportedly working with lawyers to build a legal case against Perry and his team, one that could include emotional distress, creative theft, and unauthorized use of likeness. And she's not coming empty-handed. Sources close too. Her say she has documentation, emails, and even an audio recording where someone on Perry's team acknowledges using her story as inspiration for a script. So far, Perry has remained silent. No statements, no denials, just radio silence. And that silence is fueling the controversy even more. Because for someone with as much public influence as Tyler Perry, saying nothing speaks volumes. What's perhaps most disturbing is how alone Leandria seems to be standing. When she first went public with her claims, many in the gospel industry stayed quiet. Her fellow artists didn't rush to her side. Church leaders didn't rally around her, and fans began to ask, is Tyler Perry too powerful to be held accountable? One anonymous gospel musician put it bluntly, "We believe her." But no one wants to be blackballed. If you say something about Tyler and your invitations disappear, your funding dries up. You become invisible overnight. Still, Leandria isn't completely unsupported. Gospel artist James Fortune posted a cryptic message on Instagram shortly after her interview aired, encouraging people to tell the truth no matter the cost. He didn't mention her by name, but the timing was telling. Other artists have allegedly reached out in private, too scared to speak publicly but eager to share that they believe her. And some even hinted they've had similar experiences themselves. Even within the church, reactions have been mixed. Some pastors have praised her courage. Others have told her to stay quiet and deal with it biblically. A code many women in the church know all too well it means. Keep it behind closed doors and protect the reputation of the kingdom, no matter the cost to yourself. But one Georgia-based female pastor hit back hard. "We can't keep telling women to protect the kingdom while the kingdom refuses to protect them," she said during a live stream. "Leandria is speaking truth, and if it makes people uncomfortable, maybe that truth needed to be heard." Meanwhile, word is spreading that Leandria's upcoming appearances are being canceled quietly. One award show reportedly pulled her name from its guest list. Whispers of an industry freeze-out are getting louder. But Leandria doesn't seem fazed. In a recent live stream, she looked straight into the camera and said, "You can erase my name from your show, you can block me, but I'm not going anywhere. Y'all don't scare me." And the truth sure don't scare me either. She's turning her pain into purpose now, not just for herself, but for others who feel voiceless, in a system that often rewards silence and punishes honesty. She's not just suing for what happened to her. She's suing for the overlooked gospel singers whose voices were borrowed but never credited. For the women who were manipulated by promises of opportunity only to be discarded once their stories were used. And this lawsuit, it's no empty threat. Her legal team reportedly includes attorneys with experience in high-profile entertainment cases. There's talk that a major civil rights lawyer may even join her team. Someone who's fought cases in the #MeToo era and knows how to navigate the intersection of celebrity, power, and justice. If the evidence she claims to have is real, especially, the audio recordings this case could explode into national headlines. And more importantly, it might force a deeper reckoning in both the gospel world and Black Hollywood. One that's been long overdue, because what's really at stake here isn't just one woman's story, it's the long-standing pattern of powerful platforms building empires on the backs of people's trauma, particularly Black women's trauma, without properly honoring or compensating those whose pain is being packaged for mass consumption. Tyler Perry has been hailed for years as a champion of faith-based storytelling. But now those same stories are being scrutinized. Who owns them? Who profits from them? And who gets left behind when the credits roll? Leandria's boldness is cracking open those questions in a way we haven't seen before. She's not protected by a massive PR team. She doesn't have Hollywood backing her. What she has is her truth and the courage to speak it, even when it might cost her everything, whether or not this makes it to a courtroom. One thing's for sure, something has already shifted. Conversations are happening. Artists are second-guessing contracts. Audiences are watching with new eyes. And most importantly, a woman who's been through hell and back is standing firm and refusing to be silenced. This isn't about revenge. It's about dignity, about accountability, and about making sure that the next time someone opens up about their life, their testimony isn't turned into someone else's payday. Leandria Johnson has always sung from a place of truth. Now she's speaking with that same truth. As messy, uncomfortable, and complicated as it may be, her voice is finally being heard.